A warm welcome to all our viewers. This is our latest markets breakdown from the Colibri traders. Let's wait for the few minutes. I will check the picture, the video, audio. A warm welcome to all our viewers. This is our latest markets breakdown from the Okay, it seems everything is okay. So once again, hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the session market outlook from the Colibri traders. And as usual, the second slide we should spend for a few seconds to refresh our disclaimer in memory. Okay, Bitcoin and Ethereum review. Today, I will try to draw your attention to the fundamental reasons. I never did this before and I'm not using it the daily trading activity, but let's try and maybe we will get some positive issue after that. Let me open the chart of the Bitcoin. Okay, let's start. Bitcoin is showing a sharp intraday drop with more than 8%, and altcoins are also falling significantly. Right now, it's important to understand the cause and effect relationship behind the market decline, and there is indeed reason for it. But let me make one thing very clear right away. There is no major fundamental factors of extremely negative news events that will be justify the drop of suggest that we are about to break the $80,000 and go even lower. So let's see on the altcoins. So the market is red. However, there are several small, quite logical reasons that I want to discuss with you. Based on all of this, we will try to understand what might happen next and whether it makes more sense to focus on the long side or short side of the market. Let's go step by step. As you probably know, today is December 1st, the day when the US Federal Reserve reduced its QT program, meaning quantitative tightening and stops withdrawal money from the economy. The remaining size of QT has already been small, but even so, this is the source of optimism. And just imagine, on December 1st, with at least some degree of optimism where the most traders are investors looking. Of course, toward the idea the money will finally stop being drained from the economy, which should be positive. The same applies if we will look at the Bitcoin chart. For example, when we confidently broke 90,000, so you should remember this 90,000 was a psychological support zone for the traders, and if we will break this zone, we should expect the very fast descending movement. So I didn't change any picture, any line on that chart, so we making everything together, and this support zone is working many hours for the Bitcoin, and few days and after we broke them, we accelerate the draining of the coin and see this situation now. Okay, for example, after such strong reversal pattern on the both Bitcoin and many coins, the bulls once again believed that the market could continue rising with major pullbacks, and this coincided with the start of the QT reduction. All of this together created a huge volume of long position accumulated in that zone. So a lot of traders believe that Bitcoin will continue the new rally or create new rally or continue this movement after such impulse, but we see what we see. The day had just begun, only about already 12 or 20 hours, but almost half of the $1 billion worth of long position has already been liquidated during the drop. So let's see on the liquidation chart. So this is the biggest amount of the long liquidation during the last, this is the 6-hour chart. So the biggest one here was on the 11th of March. So it was liquidated 70 millions of the short positions and more than 530 millions of long positions. Now it's already December 1st. How did the months and week close? So let's open the chart and look at the month candles. The monthly candle closed poorly despite the attempt to recover from 80,000 back to the 90,000. The week showed that the buyers stepped in, but the overall candle looked negative. So the very powerful monthly candle. 6 months of growth were erased by the single monthly candle in November. This major negative signal for technical analysis. We also broke the upward trend line that had been holding since middle of the 2022. No previous monthly candle had closed below it. This one did and is bearish. Now about the weekly candle. Let me open the 1 week. It closed green with a small wick on the top, meaning sellers held the line from the 93,000 down to almost 90,000. But the wick didn't end full the previous candle, it closed neutral, maybe slightly bearish. In summary, a bearish monthly close, neutral to slightly bearish week close. Overall market sentiment is not very positive. Now for the reason behind the drop. On the futures markets we can see that the short sellers began applying pressure around 95.3, 91.5. Then we had peaks at 93 where both longs and short open position. There came the final push down from the 91,400 to 90,000. Many longs opened there and there's got wipeouts. And even the current levels around 86,000, shorts continue to increase. In other words, there is strong short pressure on the market. This explains why we dropped 8% in 24 hours. Previously accumulated longs are being liquidated. From the fundamental standpoint, nothing has changed. The correlation with the stock market remains. S&P futures are down 0.6% and the crypto react much more strongly. First, so we should watch how long and short position behave on the Binance futures. As long as shorts keep peeling up, a reversal is unlikely. We need to see the active long accumulation. The second, the support zone 86,000 is daily candle close above 86,000. We have the prerequisites for the technical bounce and another move toward 92 or 95,000. Most longs have already been flushed out, so resistance will be weaker. Third, ETF report, which we will see today. If they show the funds were selling BTC and the Ethereum, that will intensify the decline. The most reliable approach right now is to stay calm and avoid jumping into the longs or shorts until a clear reversal continuation signal appear. Waiting for the United States session and the daily close, then things will become much clearer. Also today the updated statistic on the rate cut expectations for December 10 will be released. Probability is still high. This supports the view that there is no fundamental reason for major bearish trend reversal. At the moment there is no reversal patterns, but there are signs of further decline due to rising short pressure and the lack of buyers. Another opinion, so the Arthur Hayes, so he said he's looking on the market much more positive. And he said that the recent drop to the BTC to the 80,000 is normal correction within a bull market, not the beginning of the crypto winter. And the main driver in 2026 will be Fed's money printer. So he believed that market driving is not by halving, but the global credit cycle. And right now we are entering another phase of hyperliquidity because Republicans need to win in 2026 elections, meaning stimulus and cheap money. The China is injecting stimulus. The Japan has already launched a large stimulus since 2020. Europe is printing money to support the military budgets. And also the Donald Trump plan to take control of Fed is almost inevitable. Trump and his Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent are actively trying to secure a majority of votes on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Next step, control over the appointments of the regional Fed presidents, and historically every US president eventually gets the monetary policy they want. So he believed that the Bitcoin will reverse in few moments, I mean maybe days, maybe weeks, and continuing the movement in ascending direction. But anyway, let's see. So what we see from the technical point of view, if we will open the 1 hour chart, we can find our support zone that still valid, and the chart and the traders respect it. So we have the bounce number 1, bounce number 2, bounce number 3 from the bottom of this zone. So still the situation is unpredictable, and if it will be the flat movement, for example, so if the Bitcoin will create that kind of box of the sideway, so we should wait for and expect the continuation of the extend. We should continuation to move the Bitcoin price very close, maybe to this zone, maybe make this sweep of the liquidity, and then returning to this zone and forming some pattern of before it goes upward. But let's see what will going on. So still generally looking at the chart, Bitcoin has the potential to drop down up to 80,000, and we should precisely look at the situation, how this level, the behavior of the price close to this lower level. The traders who is trading the impulse, so they could count that it will be if the price will accumulate it very close to this level. So after that, for example, movement, so it will be break through this level, not immediately, but make some accumulation very close to the level. They could expect this some very quick snaps of the level, and they will count that they can get the money from to take this impulse. So let's see what could go on. But maybe this zone, maybe from this zone, I personally don't believe, I don't see that kind of situation. So from this zone it will return and could continuing the ascending movement. But personally I believe on that scenario. So if you are a scalper, if you are have the trading terminal, so you are capable to try to trade this breakthrough of the lower low. But before you should see this kind of picture when some liquidity is accumulated very close to the level, and after to input on the deal. So the Ethereum, so we predict the moving for this zone, for this level. So we see that it was snaps very quickly, then make some retest of this mirror level. It was not a level, but it is some kind of weak zone for the Ethereum, but we think that it will make some support role, but not they just broke it very quickly, stand below it, make the retest and continue the movement downward. So our forecast that it will bounce from this zone is not valid, so the Ethereum continue to move in downward. So we can delete this, and so we can delete that, and maybe we will set up we'll draw the normal support zone. Okay, so maybe I think it was valid, but so I believe that we should find something to see something like that, but as we see that it not bounce from that. So the next support zone is closer to the lower low, to the 2620. The impulse is quite huge, so personally I would expect some pullback, from maybe short pullback, but I don't know that there's enough power to continuate the movement downward. So the Ethereum make the few impulses, very big impulses, and from the top the price is drop in 12.5%. So still we have the room for movement downward, but so maybe it will be timely pullback of the Ethereum. But better to skip and to do not enter on any deal, because the situation is still unclear, and if you don't understand what is going on in the market, but personally I don't understand what's going on the market, because personally after such drop I expect it should have recovered properly together with a US market session, but instead the opposite happened. It just drained and straight down. So all the coins continue the draining down. So it's really kind of suspicious case, and it looks like a major holders of the crypto simply short all the market and don't want to exit right now from these shorts. So maybe they will do that on closer to this lower low, but let's see. So maybe we are on the beginning of the direction, maybe not. So the dominance, we can open the Bitcoin dominance chart. So as we predict, we will continue the descending movement. Here we make few pullbacks, but still the general direction is down. Maybe from the next reviews we will look more precisely on the S&P, and because anyway the market is following by the general funds and stocks, I mean the crypto market, so it's more, in many cases it repeats its movement, and as we see today the S&P make the 0.6%, but the Bitcoin drop in the morning was close to the 5 or close to the 6%. What about the crypto fear index? So it's now 24. That for me it's also looks not clear. You remember that in the last session, in our last broadcast, it was 28, but today only the 24. So there's extreme fear, but no panic. But I think everybody is scared about this situation because we didn't have don't try even to recover this falling of the Bitcoin, and this is the problem. So we are not trying to recover the price, and there is no scalpers, no trader who wish to buy on that zone. Okay, now we can see the altcoins that was moving, that was interesting for trading. So the few coins from yesterday, they continue, they are much more stronger than general market. So let's open the 5-minute chart. So this vertical line, that means this end of the last session. So from yesterday at the night we put the daily high, and it was a good setup for breaking. So if you're not sleeping, if you're able to get this trade, so it was an interesting trade with a general potential up to 20% and even more. So it was quite clear breakthrough of the coin, and then we see this kind of manipulative movement. So I see it many times already. After the breaking some kind of critical levels, and after the beautiful movement, and okay, we have the local level here also with the beautiful breaks through. Oh my god, I'm not not very accurate. So this was, if you're a scalper, you can take this trade, you can take this trade, and after all these trades, after the coin is gathered, the traders gain the liquidity, so it's reversed very, very quickly and make very powerful the opposite direction and try to liquidate all the traders. So from the top, the general movement, the general bottom point was 42%, 43%. This is not maximum. I saw the coins that already made 60% of drop down. But anyway, it's dangerous if you will start to buy on this zone, and especially if you use leverage. So with your even 5 leverage, his leverage, you will be liquidated. So you should be very careful and be able to jump out from the deal if you are open the long here. So if you see that the price moving in opposite way, better to forget about this deal, to get the stop loss, to apply the losses and the continue trading with to searching for the new setup. So after this movement, so we can set that kind of trend line here after the dropping, and after that the coin was recovered very, very quickly. So we can set the lower critical point on that coin on the 3.3, and we have the high on that coin at the 5.87. So generally it looks that the coin is prepared for the break through this level, but you see that a lot of sweeps here, one time approach, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, then 7 times. So a lot of approaches. But okay, so here we have a lot of liquidity. But as you see that kind of picture, that means that the market maker or the players who is leading this coin, who is responsible for the movement on this coin, could manipulate very, very easily, because he has much more potential than the average traders. And if you account that and expect that this level will be breaked in very soon, so be careful that you could see some kind of manipulation, and they will try to drop you from the train, to do not give opportunity to get the money from this deal. So better use the trading terminal to operate very, very quickly with your position. Pin, okay. So from the yesterday powerful movements, at the night we have a big long movement. So the breakthrough of the high of the previous day was not clear. So this was kind of a little bit dirty movement. It pops up and back down, pops up and back down. So here we have some kind of mess. That was easy to stay on the deal if you have the very small step and you use big leverages. So if you, for example, buy somewhere here, or you buy on this sideway, or you catch this first impulse, so I mean if you buy, for example, somewhere here, so you're able to stay and do not scare. But in other cases with such kind of volatility, so if the range 3.4% goes up, goes down, goes up and down, of course your position will be destroyed and you will get the stop loss. So only if you have the good entry point, you're able to stay here. But anyway, if you gather the volatility, you will see and you will find the support zone here. And let me adjust this to do not draw new one. So you will see that this zone is more or less valid. So the price is touching it 1 time, second time, third time, fourth time. So we have the 4 confirmation, and after also it was valid for the next approaching of the price. So from this zone, traders are buy this coin. But it will complicate, but really it's possible to get the money. So the volatility was crazy at the night. I mean, when I said night, so I'm saying about my local time. Of course, we have the difference on the time. So the impulses and squeezed was close to the 8 or 9% in 1 minute. So you can imagine how it light here. So after that, the price was dropped down. So we see that our support zone is supporting the price and help to reverse it. So we are not creating the second top. So this second top is lower than the first one. We should try to find some kind of setups for shorting. So we can set for something like that, maybe to be more accurate, but generally it's okay. So after we have set this level, so we can put the local low. So we have more or less clear local low, and if we will open the short here, I mean maybe on that or that candle somewhere here with a stop loss, maybe on that area, so we will be able to catch this fish and to reach the movement of 17 or 18% of the short. But it wasn't easy deal, but situation was more clear. So we create a new high. We have the very big volume spikes on that zone. We try to renew it, not succeed with that, and of course it gives for us some thoughts that we should searching for the opportunities to short this coin. Okay, what interesting was today. So we have some kind of demand zone on that area. We have the level. Setup is not the perfect, but anyway, so above this zone we have a lot of the liquidity. So you see that the price make attempt to go through one time, second time, third time, fourth time. So there's a lot of stop losses here, and we make this kind of very huge impulse. So, and generally speaking, so we have a lot of short traders here, and